beefy, boys. What's going on, guys? You seen the title? Truck driving saved my life. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Billy Rains here. And like I said in the title, like I said in the opening, truck driving saved my life. It's a bit of clickbait. It's a bit not. I mean, honestly, before I got into trucking, I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I'm sure a ton of you guys are like that. You know, people have felonies. People have different issues going on in their life. You don't work well with others. I mean, there's a million stories out there. And I would encourage everybody to tell their story. I'm going to tell mine because I have a YouTube channel. But you should make a YouTube channel. Tell your story. I'm sure it's better than mine. But before I got into trucking, I got into this kind of, I'm not going to say late in the game because I've heard of people getting into it in their 40s, 50s, 60s. And trucking is one of those industries that if you've got your health, you can do those things. I was 32 when I got into trucking, right? 34 now. I was 32 when I got into a truck. I just lost my job. I just been fired from my job for being an idiot, pretty much. Basically, there are procedures to putting things together, and I was skipping steps. They caught me skipping steps, and they fired me for it. It was a safety thing. And, you know, I had child support. I had car payments. I had all this stuff, right? And I had everything going on. And I had enough money saved up to where I could go a couple months, but what was I going to do after that? I'm not really in great shape, so I don't know how many more manual labor jobs I could have got. I don't have a college education. I was in the military, but I was a combat MOS, so that doesn't really translate to the real world. There weren't really a ton of options for me. I kind of squandered my Montgomery GI Bill, the money you get for college. I wasn't going to use it at all. My dad had me start using it. He died, and he was the reason I was doing college. So once he died, I kind of didn't want to do it. I got into some arguments and stuff with the people from the school, and I just squandered it. I mean, I wasted it. There's no nice way of putting it. I'm not the smartest or best guy in the world, but I did that. So 32 years old, pretty much starting over again. I say again because I did the Army, got out of that, had to start over, went and worked at the prison, did that, quit, had to restart, went to Morgan, which Morgan was a job where my dad had worked there, so that was the main reason I got the job, because I had no experience doing manual labor at all. I pretty much only got that job because he was a legend there and he died and everything like that. It's like a legacy thing. I got that job. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have a lot going on, really, honestly, guys. And I'd always heard about trucking because I had a buddy who did trucking, and he always told me, hey, you should get into trucking. And that's Jason Terry. I've talked about him before. I never really thought about it. But my girlfriend at the time, Jenny, she was like, why don't you get into trucking? Why don't you look into it? I was like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Like, I knew I'd be gone a lot and everything like that, which wasn't ideal. But like I said, I didn't have a ton of options. And because I was so not a great candidate, I'm not kidding you guys. I called 10 companies trying to get a trucking job. I called Knight, Crete, Stevens, KLM, Prime, Schneider, all the companies. And it got down to 2 were left. CR England, and if CR England didn't answer, then Swift. CR England did take me to send me to their school. Did that, right? But that I mean, it wasn't great money, but he got it rolling, right? 2.5 years later, I'm here. And CR England, I mean, a lot of people could hate on that, and a lot of people do, but it taught me a lot, taught me how to run, and I mean, it kind of built my YouTube channel. I mean, without going to CR England, if I'd have made those videos about anything else, I don't know if I would have been successful. I got a really good base. A lot of you guys have been watching me since CR England, and I appreciate that. If you've been watching me since the CR England days, comment down below. If not, comment when you started watching me, right? Comment around the time you started watching me. I love hearing that stuff. I love hearing, hey, I got into trucking because of you. Hey, I love this. All that stuff. I love it. Anything like that, comment it down below. I love hearing that stuff. Also, like the video. It helps me out a lot. Gets the video out there. Liking the video, it helps me. I'd appreciate you guys liking it. That's what you can do to help me out. But that's my story, right? That's what I went through. I didn't have a lot of prospects. Trucking came along. And because of trucking, I'm a lot more successful than I should have been. Do I make the most money? No. But I'm smart. I've paid a lot of things down to the point to where I don't spend a lot of money. A lot of people think, oh, it's all about the amount of money you make. Maybe. I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean, the more money, the better it is, for sure. But you can also help yourself out by lowering the amount of money you're spending. Pay down your credit cards. Pay stuff off. Don't have as many bills. That's what I'm trying to do. It also doesn't help that I live with my parents. I mean, that does help. But, yeah. I mean, I'd like to hear you guys' stories. If y'all got a story like that, comment it down below. Why did you get into trucking? What happened to you for you to get into trucking? Because I don't feel like my story is that impressive, but it's what you need to hear. Trucking can save your life. If you don't have a job and you're thinking about getting into trucking, do it. If you have a felony and you're thinking about getting into trucking, do it. If you didn't go to college so you can't get any kind of job, if you're physically unable to do manual labor jobs, if for any reason you have a disability and you can't do anything, if you can drive, try to get into trucking. Trucking will save your life. Trucking is a great industry to get into. It's the best job I've ever had. By far. By a mile. I would even say the worst trucking job is better than going to a 9-to-5 and answering to a boss. Unless you like that. Unless you like having somebody boss you around. Unless you like punching the time clock. All that stuff. Unless you like that kind of stuff. If you're your own person, if you want to someday start a business, if you have that kind of mindset, get into trucking. Even if you do like a 9-to-5, get into trucking. It's not all being gone for months at a time, and it's not all I mean, trucking is whatever you want it to be. There are 9-to-5 trucking jobs. There are jobs where you can go out for a week and come home on the weekends. There are jobs where you can go out and see the entire country. There's jobs where you can haul some of the biggest stuff you could imagine, the large, oversized loads. There's no limit to what you can do in trucking. The only limits you have in trucking are the limits you put on yourself. So if you don't have any limits on yourself, you can start a business. You can own your own truck. You can build it. Build a fleet. Or you can get your CDL, get a little experience, and work a 9-to-5 and be home with your family every day and home on the weekends. You can literally do it all. You can be a company driver. Just enjoy your benefits. Use it to see the country. You've been working your whole life? You can retire. Go be a truck driver. See the country. Make a little extra money while you're collecting your retirement or while you're waiting on your benefits to kick in. Get you some insurance. Do all that. Literally anything you want to do, you can do in trucking. So trucking saved my life. I think it could probably save yours too. But that's going to about do it for this video, guys. I hope this helps somebody. That's what I hope. I hope that this helps somebody, or I hope that this encourages somebody to tell your story. Get your story out there. Your story may be better than mine. Tell your story. Let people know why you got into trucking. What trucking has done for you. It doesn't all have to be negative. We don't all have to hate each other. We can be friends. We can build each other. We can make this world better. But it's going to be me, and it's going to be you doing it. So start a YouTube channel. Tell your story. Get a hold of me. Let me know about it. I'll watch your videos. If I like them, I'll shout you out. I'm all about building this thing to be better and better and better. And I want you to be the best person you can be. And I think maybe trucking's that answer. I want to be the best I can be. So if you got anything you think you can help me with, comment it down below. I love hearing it. I appreciate it. But that's going to about do it. Down in the description down below, Beefy Boys Facebook page. Join that. That's a Facebook page that's started by me. The Beefy Boys are my thing. I say it a million times. Eventually we're going to make shirts and stuff like that. Eventually. It's always eventually. Second thing, down there, if you have extra money and you don't like banks because they don't give you enough of an interest rate, it doesn't keep up with inflation, down below there's a link to Robinhood. You can use that to get started investing. Use that to spend all the extra money you have. Let it build. You know what I mean? Build yourself some passive income. You know what I mean? Prepare for your eventual retirement. There's a Cash App down there if you want to support the channel. That's cool. You can also like the video to help it out, or comment down below how awesome I am. That helps out. There's channels down there to check out. There's videos I've made that I'm proud of. But guys, we're running out of time. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.